classes and said, I got to sit ringside to see this guy.
Let's bring the sister behind. Sister and brother.
Hey, both of my shoes.
We'll get you right back to sports.
And Shakur Stevenson, honestly, he's one of the, like, I don't watch boxing too much, you know, but I actually watch him, bro. He's such a fucking great technician in the ring. You know, he's a great southpaw. His range, the way he holds distance, it's for someone like me.
Stay at 30 to claim everything. Yeah. You guys are going too ahead. You know, let him do his thing. Let him. He knows what he's doing. He's got a great support team, man. He got Jay Chris. It's like a star-making performance that you wanted to see from him. I'm gotta have it. Yeah, good job. Hey,
yeah. Let's see. Hopefully I get a phone call in the next day or two.
Yeah.
Because for some reason I did see yesterday that Oscar De La Hoya don't want Schofield to fight. So
if they got something to say about it, hey, it is what it is, you know. So whenever those fights happen, we'll see what the reactions will be in those fights, you know. So if they see flaw in this performance, you know what I mean. The guy was actually tougher than what a lot of people, you know, gave him his props for, or people really was sleeping on the guy, you know. He was an Olympian, you know, so you know, he had a lot of awkward style, you know, and he had power. The guys they fighting ain't got no power, so I ain't worried about what they talking about.
You tried to kill me.
Get him up out of there for the 6th round. That's not how we.
I don't even know if you would let somebody come in the ring look at you like that and not go back to him.
Oh,
hey,
no.
The way I seen that little kid walk out that ring when he was looking at him like, I dare you to walk over here. Even if I'm scared, I'm walking over there just to show you. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah. And to me, you know, that ref just missed everything. It was just a horrible display of fouls that you were just like, what is going on here? But again, nothing against Shakur, but man, you gotta.
Keep that going, man. Hey, real talk, you having a good time though?
Just as a fan, what would be Shakur's value as a free agent? Like,
Do what they give me, $2 million. That's where his value is at. My value should be on the opposite end, but hey, he got a.
William Zepeda has been formally defeated by Shakur Stevenson. Additionally, many of the discussions that took place prior to the fight are now being viewed differently as a result of that victory. For months, there had been discussion about the matchup. Furthermore, Stevenson wasn't the only one under pressure to win. He had an obligation to prove himself. His fighting style, his readiness to participate, and his ability to manage a volume puncher like Zepeda were all the subject of criticism. This wasn't your typical title defense. It was a test of his capacity to live up to the standards set for someone who was already being compared to Pernell Whitaker and Floyd Mayweather. Prior to the battle, Oscar De La Hoya, who supported Zepeda, was outspoken in his conviction that the upset could be pulled off. He used Mayweather's early battle with Jose Luis Castillo to highlight how pressure and output can degrade even the finest technicians. Oscar wasn't merely trying to promote the fight. He sincerely thought that Stevenson would be forced to move out of his comfort zone and have his rhythm disturbed by Zepeda's unrelenting pace. That forecast did not materialize. Furthermore, it's important to note that De La Hoya wasn't the only person who believed Zepeda had the fashion sense to cause serious issues. Greg Hackett, Shakur's personal trainer, also didn't discount Zepeda. Prior to the fight, he acknowledged the difficulty without undervaluing Stevenson's own skill set by stating that Zepeda was resilient, active, and a true test at set. That calm tone conveyed a lot of information. Stevenson was not taking the battle lightly. One of the loudest voices in favor of Stevenson entering the fight was Tim Bradley, who warned that if Stevenson rushed the action and used his timing well, the contest might turn into a carnage. Bradley was arguing that Stevenson possessed fighting skills that Zepeda had not yet attained, not that Zepeda was a bad fighter. Pre-fight conversations on whether Stevenson would be open to moving forward more, using different combinations, and fighting in a manner that quiet criticism that he was too cautious or defensive were heavily influenced by that notion. When Teofimo Lopez stated, if Stevenson didn't let his hands go, this fight could become 50-50 THS, he brought another level of complexity to the discussion. That was a serious worry, particularly considering how Zepeda dominates opponents during a battle. Teofimo's remarks echoed the criticism that Stevenson had previously received for being unduly frugal, which was shared by other fighters and fight fans. Talent on its own was no longer sufficient. Shakur also had to provide entertainment. Although he wasn't picking a winner, Eddie Hearn made it clear that Stevenson needed to demonstrate his star power in this fight. Hearn claimed that Shakur ought to be a superstar and that he could prove it to the world in this type of match. Others shared this opinion, including Lou Diella, who stated before to the bout that Steph Benson had the ideal chance to dominate and deliver. A turning point. Without a doubt, everyone considered this fight to be crucial for Stevenson's professional path, as well as for how others perceive him.